CK, so it's absolutely tuned to what we're trying to do with it. And then organic groups, and all those nice things are all already pre-built into this as well. The other thing we found was, even when we do give people access, there's so much stuff they can do, because as you can imagine, with what we've done here, there's a lot of modules involved. And what we found was that there's an awful lot of different editing options on the nodes. So there's two things we did here. First of all, we had a help system that just explains in language that makes sense to the people using this site what this is you're about to do, what you need to put in those different fields. But more importantly than that, we added this extra thing over here, this little eye. So when you scroll down, you'll see that there's the very basic information that that client needs to edit to make that news story work. So headline, the body text, sub-headline, image, date, and all that stuff. And then when they click on this little eyeball, they get all the other stuff, all the advanced stuff that they need at least more than one training session to get to. So when you're logged in as this is a restricted user, but when they've got more access, they'll have more options down here. But we try to keep everything way out of the way. So I think really, this is the point of it really, that this is undoable in Drupal 6. So again, we built all of the e-commerce stuff that we needed, the integration with the main coders that we know we use and we recommend to clients that they use. And all of those things added together is how we ended up with a system that would save us this much time. So it comes back to where does the 80% come in? I will be completely honest, there's no scientific basis on that number, but you can see when we go from a one command line install to having all that stuff pre-available, then it's an infinite percent increase in productivity, and it allows us to go much more into the client. They've got all the good stuff done, and then if they want more bespoke stuff, we can work on them with that. Yeah, well, we figured that, you know what, if the free beer doesn't start till 9, anyone who comes up with a good question, I'll be there. There you go, straight away.
How much does this restrict your clients, on the number of clients that you can take on?
It doesn't really. I mean, restriction, to be honest with you, compared to what we did before, there's 100 things more than we could ever do before. We don't say that we can't do stuff that's bespoke. If anything, the most difficult thing that has come of doing this is that it's too easy. And we're now in a place where I've got developers saying, you know, we can do that in 5 minutes, and I'm having to justify charging it out at 5 days. And that's actually quite hard, because we've put in 2 years of R&D to get to this, and we've got to pay that back somehow. But so it is quite difficult. It doesn't restrict. I don't think it restricts the clients in any way. It gives them lots of stuff that maybe they couldn't even afford to do normally, because sometimes we deal with quite low budget sites. So no, I don't think so.
And how you deliver your products? If you will give them a website where you just disable several features, they actually can go with admin and enable that.
The type of client we have admin. We as an agency, we manage the sites for them, so we don't generally give them admin access because they're not trained it's never ending. The guy I've got working on R&D is a perfectionist, and he will keep going until he can play his hands up. We don't have to spend that much time. Generally what we do now is, if a new feature comes up, like last week, we wanted to be able to integrate with a mailing system, I can't remember which one it was, not MailChimp, there's another one. So we invested about 2 weeks or 4 days in making the ultimate system for integrating directly with that, using off-the-shelf modules and then setting them up exactly right for our scenario. So yeah, we're still spending time on it, and I'm happy to do that because it means that we're constantly increasing the tool set that we've got. And I think that's important because otherwise, coming back to the previous question, we will be restricted. So we don't stop being restricted.
Do you take on any totally bespoke work that wouldn't be within your framework?
Yes, we do. And if we do, we still start with it. Because, a lot of the stuff, even if it's a bespoke site, you still need CKAs to set up. You still need all these various things. And what we tend to do, we have these pre-made content types like projects, resellers, and that sort of thing. And we will repurpose those depending on the context of the client. And so often we can reuse the feature we've got for a particular purpose for a particular type of client. So we're quite flexible about it. And that allows us to do most of that. Yeah.
I think that by designing at the very last minute, you're in risk of not being known, having a good grasp on the usability of the site. That often, if you're skinning, if you've got a normal theme like that, and then you add a design,
Yeah.
you can have conflicts in the user interface.
Yeah, our UX designer is the first one to do anything. So yeah, the UX stuff is done, and it's actually the same guy who did the UX and the sort of visual design. So luckily, we're in that position where we know it's the same mind that's working on it. Yeah, so the UX is absolutely key to it. But with this type of approach, we can also prototype that UX and make sure it's going to work. Generally, sorry.
So you implement UX side design fairly early on. And
Yes.
It's more critical later.
Absolutely right. And the other good thing is once we've done the prototype, we can send that back to design and say, design around what we've now got, and that will always be based on his original wireframes. I should come up with this.
Could you expand a little bit about the parallel development so that you have a prototype on the left side? So maybe you just go to another side, you make a copy of that on the development side, and you develop something, and then how do you merge with the prototype or the customer or add some content or so?